Okay, so this is my dissection of the heart, and we're going to start with the base, which is right here, which is located below the second rib, is opposite of the atrium, and it forms the border of the heart. And then you have your apex, which is up here, and the apex is responsible for like regulating ventricle contraction, and it receives information signals from like the heart's aortic nodes. And then we're going to go to the atrium, and you have two of them. You have your right atrium and then your left atrium, and your atrium is responsible for the blood enters through the atrias and exits through the two ventricles, which you also have your left ventricle and your right ventricle. And the ventricles are responsible for pumping blood like throughout your body. And then we have your bicipit valve, which is about right here. And your bicipit valve, it just keeps blood flowing in the right direction between your left ventricle and your left atrium. And then we're going to go to the inferior vena cava, which the inferior vena cava is located down here. And your inferior vena cava, that carries deoxygenated blood from the lower half of the body to the right atrium. And then we're going to go to the superior vena cava, which is just opposite of the inferior vena cava, which is up here. And your inferior vena cava, that's what carries the oxygenated blood from the lower half to your RA. Wait, no, this is blood returns to the upper half of the body and above the diaphragm. And then we're going to go to the tricipit valve, which is, your tricipit valve is located on this side of your heart, which is responsible for, it prevents backflow from the RV and the RA, so the right ventricle and the right atrium. And then we're going to look at the brachiocephalic trunk. And the brachiocephalic trunk is located up here, and that is responsible for supplying oxygenated blood to the head, neck, and the arms. And then we're going to look at the coronary artery, which is responsible for supplying blood to the heart muscles. And then we're going to look at the interventricular septum. And your interventricular septum is located right here, and it is responsible for separating the left and right ventricles. And then the chordae tendinis, which is responsible for holding the valves in place while the heart is pumping blood, and that is located and somewhere in the right ventricle right here. And then we're going to go to the semilunar valve, and your semilunar valve is located you have two of them. You have the pulmonary semilunar valve and the aortic semilunar valve. Your pulmonary is located around here, and the aortic is located somewhere around here. And those are to prevent the aortic and pulmonary valves from changing direction. And then you have the papillary muscles and the trabeculate cornae, which they both kind of have the same function. But the papillary muscles are located on the ventricles of the heart. And then your trabeculate cornae are the folds and ridges on the walls of the ventricle. And then we have your pulmonary veins, which are responsible which is a blood vessel that returns the blood to the heart. And then you also have your pulmonary arteries. Pulmonary arteries, which they carry blood away from the heart because they're arteries. Okay. And then we're going to look at the acrolein, which is, it increases the capacity of your atriums. And then the aorta, which is the final part, which is what carries, the aorta carries blood away from your heart to the rest of the body.